Well, hello YouTube. I know it's been a little bit of a while here since I last made an update. However, I do have a bunch of shit going on, so let me show you. Let me start with, let me see. So, you guys remember my 52? So I was gonna sell it, and then I was like, fuck selling it, I'm gonna fix it. So, I ended up finding this piece of shit over here, believe it or not, for $300. $300. It's a 1983 Oldsmobile 98 model. You know how they made the 98? It's a Regency. Here you can see. And then 98. It has, I don't remember, I think it's 403 or 402 big block with a 400 trans, and it runs good, real good. Doesn't burn oil. Pretty much it's all good. The only bad thing on it is that it has a bad radiator. However, it never overheated because the guy couldn't move it because he had no plates or whatever. Well, at least that's what he said. However, when we ran it, it sounds real good. It doesn't knock, nothing, you know. So I bought it for $300, and it had a set of almost brand new tires. Obviously, they're not these. And I sold those tires for $80. So basically, the car costing me $220. So my original plan was to sell it, to sell the engine and the rear end, and then scrap the rest. Which I was gonna make my money back. So for the engine, I was gonna ask like for $100, which I already have a guy that wants it, and I was gonna ask like for like $100 for the rear end. I know it's a real cheap price, and people might say, "Oh, you're almost giving them away," but no, because I'm making my money back, you know. However, after making some measurements, I found out that I might be able to put the body of the 52 on this chassis, and it'll fit. Surprisingly enough, from each center of the tire to the other center of the tire, it's exactly the same distance, which is like 9 feet 11 inches, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then the other frame is a little bit narrower. However, it has enough space to fit the other extra 7 inches that this frame has. The only problem is I probably have to cut the rear a little bit because it's too long, and in the front, however, where the frame ends is exactly the same distance where the other one ends as well. So I might do that. That might be my next thing I'm going to be doing here. Removing this body and mounting the body from the 52 onto this, which hopefully works out real good. So with that in mind, I went down to my buddy's house, this old man, the one that sells me those light post things that I was making the garage with, and I bought 2 more for $10 each to make this thing like an engine hoist that I want to use a chain block to pull the engines and the body off of the cars, you know. And he also sold me that pole, which is like 3/4, or I think it's 3/4 like gauge steel. It's real strong. You know, my grandpa used a thinner gauge for his engine hoisting, and it'll work perfectly, so there shouldn't be any problems. I also ran a hole through the pole, and I used 13-inch bolts, well, legs, you know, like screw legs. Ran them through down, and then I also ran that chain with other bolts through it like screws, so it wouldn't, you know, move. So it's set in there. I still haven't fixed my K10. I don't know if I made the update, but I blew the freaking clutch the other day. It was already going since the time I went to that off-road thing. You know, it was burning, and I adjusted it, but you know, I knew it was gonna go, but I still haven't done it. I don't know if I should just take it to a shop because I have no time lately, or if I should just take a day off and do it myself. So I'm still debating about that. Can you guys see something different about that damn Jeep? Yeah, it has fucking enormous tractor tires. So at my friend's house where we were buying all this shit, my dad told him, well, I want that big ass pole. And then that guy's like, well, give me $20 for it. And my dad's like, nah, $20 is too much. He's like, well, pick something else from the yard that you can take. And then my dad said, well, I want these tires and rims, which are some badass weld rims, thick as fuck. You can see my foot almost fits in there and shit. And my dad's like, well, I want those tires. And he's like, well, I want like $20 for each. And then my dad's like, all right, we'll take 2 of them. And then my dad gave him the money, but so we still have money left. And he's like, well, pick something else. Pick something else. So my dad told him, I want that, which is that chrome roll bar. We don't even know what it fits, but it's in real good shape. So I might just sell it. So at the end of the day, when we left, we had 8 things, and we paid $80. So pretty much we paid $10 for each tire and $10 for that. The only bad thing about it is that the tires only came with 2 rims, and we had to mount these other rims on the front tires. And if you can see, we fucking trimmed the shit. I mean, trimmed the shit out of these fenders. I mean, there's no fender left, man. We just did it for fun. Me and my dad, just to see how it looked. However, the only thing that this tire leaked air. I mean, it held air for like a day, but then it went down to nothing. Let me show you the size of these tires. I've never seen it before, actually. It's 10-40 rim 15. Actually 1740 rim 15. So they're like, I don't know. I'll tell you this much, they're a little bit taller than my 38s on my other truck, and way wider. So they're wider than a 15-inch tire, because these are the Pinelli Jones, the dirt grips, and they are 38 by 15 and a half by 15.5, rim 16.5. So these are already 15 inches wide, and those are way thicker, and well, they look beefier and stuff. I mean, you can't beat the deal because they cost me about $10 each, after all the little deal that my dad and that guy made. So we bought the 2 posts, that tube on top, 4 tires, and that roll bar for $80, right? So it's $10 each item if you look at it that way. So after I paid $40 for those 2 rims and 4 tires. If I sell the fucking rims to the scrapyard for the aluminum, I can get my $40 back, and everything was just for fun, But I might just keep them. And I know how people are gonna give me shit about how this truck can't take those tires and they're too big for those 44 axles. I know. We just did it to see how it looked, and we wanted to mount them on something since we just got them that day. But sadly, well, some guy came over. He told me, "Oh, I want to buy that Jeep from you because I need axles for my Cherokee." It's one of those little small Cherokees, the 2-door ones, like a 89, I think. He blew the axles, he blew the front axle and then the rear's shit. So he wants to buy them to convert it to leaf springs and have the 6-lug, a full-size Jeep, to have a little bit of spider track. And I told him, well, let's sell the whole Jeep for $600, and he's like, well, it's too much. I just want the axles. And I told him, tell you what, I'm planning to take the engine out of it and scrap it, so I'll sell you the axles for $250. $250, for just the axles. So he goes, okay, so I have to do that now. I'm gonna have to fucking take the engine out, flip it on its belly, and then I'm gonna sell them. I know it's pretty cheap too, but axles, leaf springs, and shocks, which it has the RS5000 Ranchos all around, the 4 corners and the stabilizer shock. They're all brand new Ranchos, so I'm gonna sell them that, the leaf springs, and the axles for $250. It's a killer deal, man. He can't get it better than that. And if he doesn't come back in the time he said he was, fuck it, I'll just post it online, and I know by like the next day someone's gonna be here to buy them because a bunch of people want these full-size Jeeps. And the thing is that this one has a pumpkin in the driver's side, just like the Cherokee. You know, so you could use Chevy, but Chevy has it on the passenger side, so it's kind of tricky there. So this will be perfect for his swap. And the reason I decided to sell it to him is because I know those two guys that came. I've met them in several off-road runs. So, you know, I kind of want to contribute to the community and have someone keep their rig going, because, you know, off-roaders have to unite, because if we don't, you know, the whole sport will go to shit. So, up to now, that's the update. Probably my next update's gonna be on how I'm taking the body off of this. I don't want to run it because of the radiator, and I don't want to overheat it. So I might just pull it over there. However, you won't believe it, it has flat tires, you know, so it's kind of heavy. The fucking Jeep couldn't pull it. Man, if I had my K10 running, put it in 4 low and get that sucker out and in there like nothing. Or also another thing, I think it kind of looks ridiculous now, but you know, if it works, it works. I mounted those giant fucking halo lights. They're the Rally 2000. I've seen them for like about 60 or 70 bucks each, so, and they were free. I still need to do the wiring, but there they are, you know. Buddy of mine on YouTube, I don't remember, he told me that I should recess them into the grill, and now that I see that they stick out so much, I might do that, because they're kind of looking weird there. Or I might just remove these square ones and put the big circle ones there. I'm not sure though, because I have those 4 lights on top, and then those other 6 lights in the front. I mean, that's a little bit too much, don't you think? And well, this is broken right now. It kind of hurts me, but I got this thing. I don't know if you can see there. It's that hook that holds it from a Bronco 2, from the actual thing, like the tire carrier for a Bronco 2, those little shitty ones. And then, well, I don't know if you remember from previous videos, it was a Eddie Bauer edition. We had it at the yard. My boss got pissed at it, and he just decided to scrap it. So I might not use this crappy U-bolt anymore, and I'll use the actual thing. How about that, huh? You know, you gotta use what you can. So that's the update for now. Tomorrow I'll be at the yard, and I'll make an update on how my boss got 3 first-gen Broncos. He got them in, so he's gonna actually fully build those, because he loves those trucks, because he had them when he was young, and his son had one when he was in high school and stuff. So, you know, I'm gonna make an update about that also. So pretty much that's all we have. You know, sorry if we're not making videos in a while. I was kind of busy out there, but I already now I have stuff to work with. Hopefully I can get this body on that frame, and I'll have disc brakes, a booster, fucking power steering, a big beefy rear end, the 12 bolt I think it has, or 10 bolt, whatever. I mean, it's better than the one I have right now. And 400 with a 400 trans, can't beat that shit. So keep posted. See you guys later.